and welcome to the 22nd edition of the Red Mountain Express. I'm your host, Blake Westbrook. I'm joined, as always, by Matthew, his Grinchness Joiner.
Ooh, see, starting off the bat.
It's Thanksgiving, though, man.
It is,
and I'm
exactly.
thankful for you.
Oh,
Yeah. How you doing, man?
doing good, man. What about you?
I'm good. It's been a long week, but it's been a good week.
Yeah, I know you've been extremely busy this week. Has your weekend been eventful?
It has been. So just to give you a little background for those listening, on Monday or on Tuesday, I had to go all the way to Mobile and back for work. Then on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I was in Georgia for work. And then yesterday, I began my little side gig of refereeing wrestling. So I refereed a wrestling tournament all day yesterday. And then today, I got up and went to church, and I'm here with you. So it's been a long week, but it's been a good week. I shouldn't complain.
I just imagine reffing a wrestling tournament has a certain smell about it.
No, not really.
I don't know why.
Do you think football's not smelly?
No, football's smelly, but you're outside. It just seems like you're in a gym with a bunch of wrestling dudes, sweat everywhere. Like, it just seems like it would just be a smelly environment.
They keep the mats clean and people bathe. No,
That's just me.
Yeah.
I'm just being silly.
Yeah, it was my first time, and I was scared to death when I first walked in there, but I got the hang of it, and everything went well, and it was fun.
You wrestled in high school, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I wrestled from the time I was in third grade to the time I graduated
Wow. All right, cool.
high school. And I'll tell you what, when you wrestle that long, you really you think you know all the rules, and then when I started doing this, I had to meet with a bunch of folks a couple of months ago when I started this. You're like, oh my God, there's more rules than I really thought. And it's not just the rules of a match. It's like the rules of what the setup needs to be when you walk in for a duel or a tri match or a tournament, and it's so much, and it's all on you. So, but
I'm sure
it was
you have
fun.
to do the scoring and all the board setup and
Yeah, well, they have people at the score table, but you're one calling out the scores.
Right,
and,
that's what I mean.
And sometimes they're out there just going so fast. You're like, oh, I'm sure I've missed something. But then the coaches will let you know.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it was fun. It was enjoyable, and I thought it was fun.
Good.
So yeah, how was your weekend?
It was good. Had some brunch with some friends on Saturday morning, and then we had a Thanksgiving get-together with some friends Saturday night. Me and my wife spent some time doing some fall cleaning, if you will, just cleaning up the house and getting things in order. And then I watched some football and just kind of hung out.
I missed all the football yesterday because I was at the tournament.
Well, you didn't miss much with Alabama Mercer.
I saw a replay of it or parts of it, and it just looked like a slaughter from the time they said go.
It was a bit of a blowout. Yeah. 56-0 Alabama.
Well, it should have been. I mean,
it should have been. Yeah. It just, I guess, so in comparison, I watched the Auburn-La Monroe game earlier in the day, and that was 42-14. But starting out of the gate, Auburn struggled a little bit. Their defense and their offense both. Do you think they were maybe looking ahead to Alabama, or I don't know? Just everybody seemed a little bit sloppy. The game was kind of, I don't know, it seemed lazy maybe.
So it was an 11 o'clock game. Sometimes some teams it's hard for them to get up at 11 o'clock. So
I hope that's not it. I don't know.
It's college, man. Who wants to get up at 11 for college?
It was rough, especially for somebody like La Monroe. They were 4-6 yesterday. I think that's right. So I don't know.
But I mean, it was the final score was 42 to
42-14.
Yeah,
but still at the half we were 14-7, and it was a struggle. It just looked rough for a team that you watched do that work against Georgia the week before. Watching them play La Monroe, you expect a little bit more, but we weren't there, and it made me a little bit worried looking at next week. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Everybody comes to play next week.
I know. It's the Iron Bowl. Anything can happen. But still, you look at a game like this and you think it should be a cupcake game. And
well, I'll give you, Auburn's not the only one that was like that. When I had a break from officiating, I saw that Mississippi State was struggling with Arkansas. And Arkansas is a terrible team.
Yeah.
Their coach, it's luckily he still has a job, but he should be gone by the end of the year. And I think they were up on Mississippi State at some point, and Mississippi State took Alabama down to the wire last week. So it could be a letdown from a previous week. Maybe that's part of it. But look, Auburn, Alabama, they'll both come to play next week.
Oh, no doubt. It's going to be an exciting game. Yeah. Then we also had UAB in Florida yesterday, and UAB got their first loss in a few weeks.
Well, I thought it would be closer than what the score was, but it's a different level, Matt. And I think me and you were talking about this before
Yeah.
we started recording. It's a different level. Those are 5-star players, no matter how you see it, for Florida, who they just don't have a coach right now. But, I think Florida did what a lot of people expected them to do. And but UAB, they're going to be playing UTEP next week.
Yep.
Who is, what's their record?
0-11.
Okay, so that's they can end this season 8-4,
Right,
which
is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, Bill Clark is the semifinalist for the National Coach of the Year award. See, we've been talking about this for a while now.
Somebody's been listening to us.
That's exactly right. They, that's what it was done by the Maxwell Club. It's called the George Munger Award. It's actually replaced the Paterno Award years ago. Last year's winner was Nick Saban. So I mean, it's got a good track record in my opinion. And I think Gus Malzahn's won it as well. But I will say that I think that he deserves every bit of this recognition because of where he's brought this team in year one. But there's other semifinalists. Gus Malzahn is a semifinalist. Nick Saban's a semifinalist. Kirby Smart, Lane Kiffin, surprisingly, is actually not surprisingly. He's done a really good job at FAU.
Yeah,
and some other coaches as well. So keep an eye on that. I think they award that the week after the SEC championship game at the big awards show that they do. So we're rooting Bill Clark on for that.
Yeah.
But football was good this week. I mean, it was no really big games, I don't think.
No, they call it Cupcake Week. It's everybody's playing their weaker teams for the schedule. We also had the Birmingham Bulls. They played 3 games. Well, they played 1 game last Saturday. We failed to mention, and then 2 games this week.
Did they win one?
Well, so on 11-11, they played the Macon Mayhem and lost 1-5. On 11-17, they played the Mississippi River Kings and lost 3-5. But yesterday on the 18th, they played the Peoria Rivermen and won 4-3.
Breakthrough for the Bulls,
That's right,
man.
their first win. Getting there. We finally broke that ice ceiling.
It's not a glass ceiling. It's
an
an
ice ceiling. That's right.
You
so
bump
maybe,
up against that, man, you get hurt.
Yeah. Maybe things are looking up for them. I'd like to see them, pull it together and win some more games. I'd need to look at their schedule and see how many they have left. But regardless, first time back after a long hiatus.
UAB has that excuse, but they didn't use it because you know why?
It's easier
because their coach should be national coach of the year.
It's easier to get football players than it is hockey players in this area.
That's
I think.
That's probably
I would argue
very
that
true.
point, yeah,
that's probably very true. Speaking of ice, did you see that they're going to do the rink again downtown at the
Yes,
the
I
park?
did. I didn't go last year.
I didn't either. Because my wife was pregnant, and it's just not good for her to be falling over the ice.
Yeah.
Also, we had the baby in December. So,
right.
But
And that's at the
at the Railroad Park.
Yeah, Railroad Park. Yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna do it.
It'll be exciting. We'll try and mention some dates on that next time we
maybe
talk
we'll put some video on the website of me falling down over
There
and over
you
again.
go, yeah.
See, a little comedy to help us out and everybody to make fun of me. But let's take a little break, hear from our friend of Beecham Woodworks. When we come back, we'll talk about some news going around in the city of Birmingham. We'll be right back. Beecham Woodworks is a locally owned and operated wood shop in Birmingham, Alabama, specializing in custom furniture and small home goods. Chris and Kanan Beecham create a wide variety of unique pieces of all sizes, ranging from cutting boards to farmhouse tables. Using wood sourced from Alabama sawmills, Beecham Woodworks creates affordable quality pieces that will be a one-of-a-kind fixture for your home. So support your local woodworker and visit redmountainexpress.com/woodworks or check them out on their Facebook and Instagram accounts. Beecham Woodworks, turning your house into a home. And welcome back to the Red Mountain Express. Matthew, we didn't talk about this in the top of the show, but this does have to do with sports. Topgolf will be opening, I heard, around December 1st.
In the first week of December.
Yeah, I'm excited. Now, you do not play golf, but you're looking forward. Have you ever been to a Topgolf? Yes,
I've been to a Topgolf in Atlanta. Have played 2 rounds. Love Topgolf.
So explain to those, including me, that have never been to a Topgolf.
Right.
How does it's not just a driving range?
So
it's
we've
more
talked
than
about
that.
it before, but yeah, basically the idea is it's a driving range. You've got 3 tiers where you stand on your green. The little machine rolls the golf ball out to you. You nail it, and it goes out into the green or the field where they have different targets set up with score points aligned or allotted to those targets.
And there's booze.
There's food. The balls actually have microchips in them so that they can show your distance.
Oh, wow.
And that they can get an accurate read on where they're hitting as far as scoring goes. And then there's several different types of games to choose from as far as how you score and what targets you're hitting for. I think you pay by the hour, and so you can play as many rounds in that hour as you want. Of course, everybody I've talked to or everybody that I've read comments from online, people are lining up left and right to reserve this space for like Christmas business parties right now. So for the first few weeks, it may be tough to get in there, but I encourage you, if you're looking for a place to have a good party or just to spend some time with your friends, like call in and make reservations now, because this place is going to be hopping for a while, I believe.
And I tell you what, that development's really good for that part of the city, just north of Uptown. I mean, you're going to see hopefully a lot of development in that area as well. And those nets are tall. I mean, you see those coming over the mountain, you can see them.
Yeah, people are complaining, or I've seen a few complaints about being able to see the nets from everywhere, but I like it. I think it looks cool.
Because people are going to want to know what they are, and they're going to go there, and they're going to spend money.
Yeah.
That's tax dollars, and that means better roads. So,
right. And if you're there spending money at Topgolf, you might as well go to one of the restaurants there at Uptown and or eat at Topgolf. You have options.
Or you can eat at Topgolf, and you can go drink at some place, and you're like, hey, I'm hungry again, and go to another place.
So I'm excited. I'm pumped for that. I think it's going to be very cool.
Yeah.
We've also got, in related news, an article from the Birmingham Business Journal titled Downtown Redevelopment Project Will Include New Brewery and Restaurant. So basically what this is the Bebco building on 2nd Avenue South. That's being reworked, redeveloped. They're going to turn it into an area called the Battery. And the first 3 clients have already been named and I guess signed up for this area. You're going to have the Syndicate Lounge, which currently exists on 20th Street South.
Yeah, I've seen that coming down there.
They're moving their location. I think the building they're in now is going to be demolished for a LAH project. I'm not sure exactly what's happening there.
I don't either.
But anyway, they're moving to this new location.
And they're going to change the name, right?
Well, they're changing the name of the Bebco building to the Battery.
The Battery,
but the Syndicate Lounge is still going to be the Syndicate Lounge. I think they're going to get a bigger space. It's going to be newer and improved. You're also going to get Gus's Fried Chicken, which is a Tennessee-based hot chicken company. I think they're in 14 states with over 20-something locations. This will be the first one in Alabama.
I looked at the locations. They had like Atlanta. I think they're originally out of Memphis, is what I want to say they're out of originally. But
I know Tennessee, but I can't get more specific.
Yeah, so they may be Memphis. But anyway, they're in Atlanta. They're in Oxford. I mean, they're all across the Southeast. I think as far as Texas. So from what I've read, they're supposed to be really, really, really good.
Yeah, I saw some good reviews on them. So that's exciting. Another hot chicken place in the area. Can't be a bad thing.
No, it cannot. And not at all.
And we've also got a new brewery coming up that's going to be located at the Battery called the Birmingham District Brewing Company. Now, I haven't found much more information on them from just what was in this article, but another brewery in the area. Again, nothing to complain about.
I was talking with someone the other day. They felt that Birmingham was oversaturated with breweries, and I just would disagree. I think the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Gives you more of a, because each little brewery has their own little niche about what they concoct. So anyway, I just want to put that to bed because I think the more beer, the better.
No, I agree, especially because, like you said, people have different recipes and different types of beer. Avondale is not the same as Good People, even though Avondale is now owned by Good People. But the beer is different. Ghost Train's a different type of beer. I mean, it's nice to have
Trim
variety.
Tab is definitely a bit different, yeah.
And not everybody loves the different styles of beer, but that's okay. Not different strokes, different folks.
Yeah.
Then there's also an article from AL.com. U.S. Steel is seeking to partner with Birmingham for a high-tech industrial park.
Yeah, I saw that. It's going to be on a 40-acre land just north of Barber Motorsports Park, and it's going to be considered inside the city. So I'm really excited about this. The city will fund about $4.6 million in road construction and grading for the undeveloped property. They would have to borrow to make this funding, which
the city would.
Yeah, the city would have to borrow to actually make this a reality, which there are some that are very wary of that, and I can understand that. But this would create about over 400 jobs, $800 million in revenue for the city over 20 years. $8.5 million in revenue for the city over 20 years. So I think this is a good idea. I mean, especially a high-tech park. You see a lot of these. I will say, if you want to compare Birmingham to another city, I would say Pittsburgh, because we both had steel industry that have up and gone for the most part. Pittsburgh reinvested into healthcare and high tech. Now, we've reinvested into healthcare for sure, but I think that if we were able to be a high-tech hub for the Southeast, it would pay dividends in the future, especially not in jobs, but in job training.
And that's the direction the world's going.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're moving towards high-tech more and more every day, so why not, I won't say get a jump on things because I think maybe we're behind the curve a little bit compared to some, but let's catch up. Let's get in position to set ourselves up for a bright future.
Yeah, and we still got a little ways to go. I think they're going to meet before the city council on November 21st. So we're, I think we're really, I think this could be a really good thing for the city, and it's also going to include, if it's done, the Southern Museum of Flight. Is that right?
Oh yeah. So that was another point of the article. Was that in this agreement, if it goes through, U.S. Steel will give Birmingham, I think it was 24 acres of the property as a part of the relocation for the Southern Museum of Flight. Now, the Southern Museum of Flight has said that they have outgrown their current location, that they'd be willing to do some fundraising to help pay for this relocation. So this is really good news.
Absolutely. Have you ever been to the Southern Museum of Flight?
I've been once. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. They got some cool planes in there. The problem is the location. It's next to the airport. I think that if you got it closer to the city center or near the Barber Motorsports Park, where a lot of people go for entertainment, I mean,
and you got that museum there.
Absolutely, yeah. So it can kind of tie into that. I think that'd be a really good thing for the city, and a good thing for the Southern Museum of Flight.
All right, and last but not least, in political news, we have Randall Woodfin, Mayor-Elect, has named his leadership team for his upcoming term.
I'm going to tell you what, I was really impressed. I think his chief of staff is going to, is it Cedric Sparks, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he served as executive director for the Birmingham Department of Youth Services from 2002. So some good names on there. Who else is?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, we got Cedric Sparks. And you said, he's been on the Department of Birmingham Youth Services from 2002. He'll be the chief of staff. Then you have Kevin Moore, who's going to be named the chief operating officer. He's worked for the city of Birmingham for the last 22 years, most recently as the director of the Birmingham Parks and Rec Department.
Yeah, and then I saw Ed Fields, who we know through setting some stuff up with Randall when we got him on the show, which, by the way, Randall, we're going to say it again. We know you're busy planning a government and everything, but love to have you back on the show.
Yeah, so Fields was in charge of Woodfin's campaign for mayor, and then also worked at the Alabama Media Group.
Right, and so he's going to be their senior advisor and chief strategist, and so we're glad to see that he is going to continue on with Mayor-Elect Woodfin.
Mm-hmm. You've also got Kelvin Datcher. He's going to be named the Director of Intergovernmental Affairs. He has served as the Director of Investor Relations at Rev Birmingham.
Yeah, really? Wow.
Yeah. Then you've got Nicole King. She's going to be named the city attorney. She's worked previously as a prosecutor in municipal courts and a litigator in civil division with state and federal matters. And then Sylvia Bowen has been named executive administrator. She worked as the Birmingham City Council District 8 chief of staff and executive assistant to the dean of academic affairs at Lawson State Community College.
You know, it seems like every one of these appointees are have had some sort of service inside city government, which is really, really good because you have folks that know the bureaucracy, that know how things work, because I think sometimes the best way to change is from the inside out. So that's just good appointments from Mayor-Elect Woodfin. He still has a little while longer before he will be the mayor, and we, like we said, we hope we have him on again.
He takes office on
the 28th. That shows you how I'm not up.
Go back and check one of our last episodes where we mentioned that. So other than that, I just want to mention really briefly some housekeeping. We are not going to have an episode next week. So we have Thanksgiving coming up this week, and we are going to take the week to spend with our families and friends.
And you don't want us doing an episode on turkey drunk. It's just not good.
Yeah, I'll actually tryptophan and.
Are you going anywhere for Thanksgiving?
We are. So myself and Laura, my brother and sister-in-law, and their kids, and my mom and dad, we're all going to take a trip to Lake House to spend time together and do like an early Christmas present for them.
So you're celebrating Christmas on Thanksgiving, Matthew?
No, we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving.
Struggling, man. Struggling
can't
already.
find an excuse to make this sound like it's not Christmassy. But look, either way, it's going to be like we're at Thanksgiving, we're going to get the dinner over with, and then we can talk about Christmas things.
You know, I'm shocked the Christmas tree's not up here in the house because I think your wife is like me when it comes to Christmas.
She's been singing Christmas songs for the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Maybe in secret. She's become more bold with it the last couple of days. I've had to hear more of it.
Why are you such a Scrooge, man?
I'm not a Scrooge.
If you're a Scrooge, everything turns out all right. But I hope that maybe one day you'll be visited by 3 ghosts. Yeah. I'm going to Austin, Texas for Thanksgiving. That's where we're driving out there on Tuesday, and going to see my wife's sister and brother-in-law and their kids, and where my wife's mom is going to come along as well. So we're going to have some turkey there, and hopefully get back to Alabama before the Alabama-Auburn game.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully, one of us is going to have some sort of bragging rights by the time we have the next show. So
we hadn't discussed it because we've been a little bit tight on our time for our individual lives. But I had a few people suggest that you and I make a podcast bet based on the game's results, and I've been a little bit nervous.
I mean, we could just kind of do the loser has to sing the other team's fight song here on the show. Every word.
Nobody wants either one of us singing on this show.
I have a beautiful voice.
I was going to go with something like, the loser buys somebody a bottle of bourbon or something.
Why would I want to buy you alcohol?
Why would you not? It's the Christmas spirit. You're a Christmassy person.
Not if Alabama loses. I won't be in the Christmas spirit at all. All right, we'll do a bottle of bourbon.
All right, there we go. Official bet. You heard it here on the podcast. Whoever loses has to buy the other person a bottle of bourbon.
But you have to take a shot on the air.
Right.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Red Mountain Express. Like we said, we're thankful for you and for our listeners. Please stay tuned for us. We'll be back in a couple weeks. We have some good guests lined up for the Christmas season, because that's what it'll be, Matthew. It'll be the Christmas season when we get back.
It will officially be the Christmas season.
So happy Thanksgiving from the Red Mountain Express. We'll see you in a couple weeks.